in what happened last weekend.
Meantime, 5 days after Reiner's death, people continue to share stories about the small acts of kindness they both showed. NBC4's Keenan Willard is outside the Reiner's home in Brentwood with more. Keenan?
Yeah, guys, and it just keeps coming minute by minute. Just really a few moments ago, we saw the latest people walk up here to the front drive and place another bouquet of flowers in front of their home here in Brentwood. And while we're talking to these people about why they're coming out, there's so much conversation, obviously, about the Reiner's lasting cultural impact through movie making and through philanthropy. But we're also hearing very small level stories about the way they touch people's lives here in L.A. It's been 5 days since police say Rob and Michelle Reiner were killed at their Brentwood home, a tragedy that continues to haunt many in Hollywood.
As pieces of the information came out, it was just one shocking, sad detail after another.
L.A. entertainer Hal Rudnick says in the wake of their deaths, many are coming back to the couple's creative works.
It's taken his passing for me to realize what a master of the craft, of directing, what an amazing director Rob Reiner was.
But many are also sharing personal stories about the impact the Reiners had in the L.A. community. Rudnick this week posting this tribute to Rob Reiner on social media. A picture from a chance encounter with a group of comedy legends at a Brentwood restaurant.
Albert Brooks, Billy Crystal, and Rob Reiner. And I just could barely contain my excitement.
Rudnick says he approached Reiner, who was welcoming and gracious. He thanked the director for his Oscar-nominated work and lifetime of political activism, finally taking a picture of a moment he says summed up the man.
I think he definitely leaves behind a legacy of kindness, activism, positivity, and you need a little bit more of that in the world.
And Rudnick told me that he hopes some of that spirit of compassion that Rob Reiner lived with will continue to resonate here in the L.A. community for years to come. In Brentwood, Keenan Willard, NBC4 News.
Keenan, thank you. Other top 5, the pressure reached a breaking point, and now they are out. This afternoon, the Justice Department finally released hundreds of thousands of files connected to Jeffrey Epstein. The files include investigative materials from the FBI, previously sealed grand jury records, and internal records tied to Epstein's death.
They also include some recognizable political figures. NBC4's Conan Nolan has been pouring through the contents. He joins us now in the newsroom. Conan?
Yeah, keep in mind, this is just part of what we're expecting. Again, the House of Representatives and Congress in their vote, signed by the president. These documents were supposed to be released today. The Department of Justice says not all of them are coming out. They might have more later. They will have more by the end of the year. Now, hundreds of these Epstein photos were released by the DOJ, many of them without any kind of context, none showing anything illegal. But there's further embarrassment to those who are depicted. As you will see, former President Bill Clinton is seen here in a photograph with an unidentified woman. Again, not sure where that's taken or what exactly involved. There he is again with Jeffrey Epstein. Here's Epstein with Michael Jackson. And this is Mick Jagger with Ghislaine Maxwell and Bill Clinton. There's another photograph coming up here momentarily. There is the head of Virgin. Yes, exactly. Richard Branson. Now, the Department of Justice didn't cover any evidence that suggests anybody else should be indicted as a result of what we released today. But Ro Khanna, member of Congress from Silicon Valley, one of those who've been demanding the release of these documents, he says he believes too much has been redacted thus far and not enough has been released.
The release has been disappointing from the initial read of it, but I reserve judgment. What is not fine is for him to engage in additional redactions without any explanation, and that's the question that we have.
Democrats are very concerned that the DOJ is doing the bidding of President Trump, who was a friend of Jeffrey Epstein, to make sure that his pictures, more pictures of him, don't get released. In any case, once again, the DOJ says we will see more of these photographs and documents by the end of the year. Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.
Conan, thank you. Overseas now, and an act of retaliation from the U.S. against ISIS. The U.S. military carried out large-scale airstrikes in Syria targeting infrastructure and weapons sites. U.S. officials say the strikes are in response to a terror attack on U.S. and partner forces in Syria last Saturday. 2 National Guard soldiers and an American translator died. It's not clear how long this operation will last or whether the strikes will continue.
President Trump is pausing the diversity visa program that he says allowed the suspect in the Brown University and MIT shootings to come to the U.S. The program hands out 50,000 green cards each year by lottery. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem calls it disastrous. The suspected shooter studied at Brown University on a student visa beginning in 2000 and was issued a diversity immigrant visa in 2017. Investigators found that suspect, Claudio Valente, dead last night inside a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire. They believe Valente carried out the mass shooting at the university and then drove to Massachusetts, where he shot and killed the MIT professor.
Well, police shot a man during a traffic stop in downtown Los Angeles. It happened near 8th Street and Gladys Avenue early this morning. Officers pulled over 2 men in a car that was reported stolen. The LAPD says they would not get out of the car, and one of them was what they say manipulating items in front of them, one of which appeared to be a handgun. An officer shot him. He was taken to a hospital. The other man was arrested. News Chapter 4 was over for pursuit in Van Nuys. This is off of Kester and Ventura, just down the street from the Sherman Oaks Galleria. Police say the driver was suspected of driving under the influence, driving recklessly, and hitting top speeds. The pursuit ended in a residential neighborhood where the driver was taken into custody after a short standoff.
We have an update from NBC4 investigates on the man dubbed by authorities the Burbank butt sniffer. 39-year-old Khalees Crowder has been ordered to serve 99 days in county jail for violating his parole. He was arrested twice for inappropriate behavior at businesses in Burbank. He was most recently arrested during a parole and sex registrant check in Glendale. He spent 99 days in jail.
The busy travel season is in full swing. Today could be one of the busiest of the country's airports. AAA says 8 million people are expected to take to the skies there for the holidays, and even more hitting the road here. So here's a breakdown of the best and worst times to drive. Tomorrow is expected to be one of the busiest. AAA suggesting here waiting until after 9 p.m. As for Sunday, Monday, the earlier you get on the road, the better. 109 million people will be driving over this peak travel period. That's a bit more than last year. Additionally, gas prices are down compared to last year, but in California, it's not the same to $4.30 for a regular gallon of gas.
And tracking speed for the holiday week, too. Out Wilson. Meteorologist Moody is in for Melissa. She has a look at your first alert forecast. Kelly.
Thanks, Kat. Things are looking beautiful out there because we're welcoming sunset. As I look over the next couple of days, we're certainly prepping for those changes. Your Saturday, mixing temperatures, mostly in the 70s. Where you are, you can look at some of those spots. But look ahead, we expect to have as we head toward your Wednesday. Of course, rain, but all